Okay, here's a fun fact for you all. Super fun, cool fact. I filmed this already, but I didn't like double check the camera and stuff was off, which is exciting. So I'm gonna do this again. This is my February to be read. My camera and I are friends today. So today I'm doing my February to be read for not the first time, but that's okay. So, welcome. This is my first to be read. In these, I'm just going to talk about the books I'm planning to read. And then, yeah, come back at the end of the month to see if I read them, which I probably won't have read them, but that's fine. So, let's get into it for February. So, I had a little hiccup in my January month. I ended up being really busy. I actually had to write a research paper that ended up being like 15 pages. So I had so much going on, and I didn't realize how little time I was going to have to read. So I only read 3 books, not 4. And this was supposed to be my 4th book of January, The Vanishing by Britt Bennett, and I didn't finish it in time. So it's going to be my first book of February just because I still want to read it, and I planned to, and I started it. You can't see. I haven't done that much. Haven't made a huge dent. I'm waiting to... It needs to pick up a little speed for me, but that's okay. I'm excited about it, and I still think I'm really going to enjoy it. So this is my first book of February. My excitement level, I guess, coming into it was probably about a 4 out of 5, just because it was really heavily recommended. And that was really just what drew me in, is everyone kind of saying, you need to read this. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Come back at the end, I'll definitely have read this one. That's my first book of February. Now I'm moving on to the ones I had planned to read. My second one is going to be The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. This one I've put off reading for some reason, I don't know, but I finally bought it. So now I have it, so now I can read it. I'm really excited because, again, I've heard so much about it. This one just keeps popping up in conversation. Pretty much everyone I know who's into books has read it, and so I kind of feel left out. So I'm going to get on it, and I'm going to read it. Hoping it's good, hoping it's as cool as everyone says, and I think I'm going to like it. So yeah, I'd give my excitement level for this one probably about a 5 out of 5. I'm just super hyped to know what it's all about. So this third book I'm going to read, maybe, possibly, who's to say, is The Price of Salt, or Carol, by Patricia Highsmith, which is a name I keep messing up. Anyway, Carol is my favorite movie. The book it's based off of is The Price of Salt, which is why I'm really excited to read it. I have a really funny story, actually, about the book. I'll save it for another time. But I cannot wait to get my hands on this and read it. I own it already. It's not with me right now, but I'm super pumped about it. I'm excited to see the similarities and differences between the movie and the book, especially because I think the movie is just this incredible work of art. I'm not really going to compare the two. I'm just going to look at them side by side because I think they're probably both spectacular works of art in their own way. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm excited. And yeah, I need to stop saying that. Moving on. My book club usually meets every 2 weeks to discuss a book, so we try to keep books on the shorter side. But this month we're doing 1 book for the whole of February because we've got like a weird break in the middle. And that book is We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. I'm really excited about this one. It's been on my to be read for a while, and it's pretty short. I have like the PDF on my iPad, so I think it'll take me not too long to read and hopefully be a really, really fun reading experience. And yeah, I'd say my excitement level for this one's probably about a 4 out of 5. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I definitely have incentive to read it because the book club's reading it, so hopefully I'll do that. I've been really bad at reading the book club books and going to book club meetings this year, so hopefully I get my stuff together and can go for this one. Yeah, the next book that I want to read is Her Body and Other Parties. This one I am so stoked for. I'm probably actually going to bump this up on my February to be read. I think it might be the next one I read just because I'm so excited. Definitely 5 out of 5. But this one's been so heavily recommended to me by so many people. I remember I was at summer camp in like 2018 and a girl in my bunk who I really liked was reading it, and she finished it and was just like, you guys, this is the best book I've ever read. And she was like an avid reader, so that was kind of a high compliment, you know. I remember that, and then I like looked it up after camp ended, and I just never read it, so now I'm gonna read it. I'm excited to see what I think about it and all of that. So yeah. Now I have like 2 more books I kind of want to read. Again, there's not enough time to read all of them. That's just how it goes. But I have 2 more. Okay, so the last 2 that I want to read, but will probably end up reading in March, are Normal People by Sally Rooney and On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous. I recently got a Sally Rooney box set of 3 of her books, so I'm excited to explore her as an author. And also, Normal People seems to be a book people really love or really don't love. So I'm really curious to form my own opinion and see where I fall on that spectrum, and also to talk about the critique of it, and also to talk about the praise of it, and to really get into it because there are such polarizing thoughts about it. So yeah, that one might end up being bumped to March just because time, but we'll see. We'll see. Cross my fingers. And then the other book that I'm going to hopefully probably read in March, is On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous. I've wanted to read this one for a while. I don't really know a lot about what it is and what it's about, but I kind of like that. Yeah, I've heard a lot about it in the sense of like everybody needs to read this one, so you guys have raised my expectations. Let's see what happens. But yeah, again, those 2 I'll probably read in March, so I'll probably revisit them again, but I'm decently excited for both of them. And that's everything I want to read in February. Again, I'm likely not going to do it all, but we'll see what happens, and stick around. I'll post a video towards the end of February, if not early March, probably early March, about what I read, and then talking about what I plan to read next. So stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching or sitting here to make fun of me. Either way, you gave me a view, so that's exciting. Thanks for sticking through it on this journey with me, and I'll see you at the end of February.